Hey there, fellow chefs! Welcome back to CloudCostChefs, where we turn your cloud spend into pure savings gold. I'm absolutely pumped about today's menu because we've got some incredible fresh ingredients coming your way. We're talking about AWS dropping a game-changing update that's already saving fellow chefs thousands of dollars monthly. Google Cloud throwing us a curveball that could break your dashboards if you're not ready. And I've got a collection of 5-minute fixes that'll have you celebrating before your coffee gets cold. So grab your favorite mug, settle in, and let's start cooking up some serious savings. Now, here's the thing, fellow chefs. AWS just dropped something absolutely huge, and the community is going wild about it. The Cost Optimization Hub now supports account names. And I know that sounds boring, but stick with me because this is massive. Here's what happened. AWS quietly rolled this out on July 23rd. But what they didn't tell you is that fellow chefs are discovering this unlocks hidden savings they never knew existed. Let me paint you a picture. You know Sarah from our community. She's got 18 AWS accounts spread across different business units. And before this update, managing cost optimization was like trying to cook a 7-course meal blindfolded. But here's where it gets interesting. Within 5 minutes of enabling account name-based filtering, she found optimization opportunities worth $15,000 annually that were completely buried before. So here's your recipe. Step 1, log into your AWS Cost Optimization Hub right now. Step 2, enable account name-based optimization recommendations. It's literally one click. Step 3, sort and filter by account to group your optimization actions. And here's the secret sauce. Run optimizations per account, then compare and standardize savings across all your business units. The community is reporting 20 to 30% more opportunities surfaced, and multi-team organizations are seeing 3 to 10% additional realized savings in their first review cycle. That's real money. That's your money, and it takes exactly 5 minutes to set up. But wait, there's more brewing in the kitchen. Google Cloud is making a change that could either save you money or completely break your cost tracking, and it all depends on what you do in the next few weeks. Starting July 15th, GCP introduced a simplified billing structure for committed use discounts. And here's the kicker. Migration becomes mandatory by January 2026. Now, most people are focusing on the billing changes. But fellow chefs in our community discovered something critical that Google isn't talking about. This update requires you to modify your FinOps dashboards and BigQuery schemas. And if you don't do it before opting in, you could lose months of cost allocation data, and your alerting systems could go completely silent. Here's what you need to do today. Audit all your cost dashboards that depend on BigQuery. Identify any dependencies on the old billing model. Then update your schemas and reporting automation to handle the new pricing fields. The good news? Fellow chefs are sharing migration scripts publicly, so you can update everything in about 1 to 2 hours and avoid any reporting disasters. Quick community shout out. Cloud Elegant ranked number 6 and CloudWave hit number 15 on the Channel Futures MSP 501 list. And these aren't just random managed service providers. These are community-validated firms that are automating FinOps with tactics like automated resource pausing, AI-driven spend dashboards, and multi-cloud scheduling. The beautiful thing? Their playbooks are replicable, so you can steal their best practices and implement them yourself. And here's something that'll make you smile. The FinOps Foundation just expanded their framework to include SaaS, AERP, and data center spend. For the first time, official industry guidance goes beyond just cloud infrastructure. Bottom line, if you're only optimizing public cloud, you're leaving money on the table. All right, fellow chefs, let's get into the main course, our optimization specials that'll have your CFO sending you thank you notes. I've got quick wins, medium projects, and some brilliant long-term strategies that are working right now in production environments. First up, let's talk about automated resource rightsizing. And this is a beautiful 5-minute fix. Every major platform, AWS, GCP, Azure, they all have native tools that'll tell you exactly which resources are oversized. But here's what most people miss. You don't review them individually. You batch them by account or project. Head into your platform's cost management console, enable right-sizing recommendations, and instead of going resource by resource, filter by team or environment. The community is seeing 5 to 15% of total cloud spend eliminated monthly just by spending 5 minutes every Friday doing what we call the Friday Cost Review. Set a calendar reminder, grab some coffee, and right size in bulk. You'll know it's working when you see your next month's bill drop by hundreds or thousands of dollars. Here's another 5-minute winner: scheduled environment shutdown. If you've got development, testing, or staging environments, there's no reason they should run 24/7. Set up automated shutdown during off hours. And we're talking about 66% savings on non-production environments. The recipe is simple. Identify your non-prod resources, schedule them to shut down evenings and weekends, and verify with your team so nobody gets surprised. One fellow chef saved $8,000 monthly just by shutting down their test environments overnight. That's nearly $100,000 annually for about 1 hour of setup work. Now let's dive into a 1-hour project that'll pay for itself immediately. Bulk updating your tagging and labeling policies. Poor tagging is like cooking without measuring. You have no idea what's working and what's wasting money. But here's the thing. You can fix months of bad tagging in about 1 hour using automation scripts. Start by auditing your current tags. Identify the critical ones for cost allocation. Then use platform-native tools to bulk apply consistent tagging. AWS has Resource Groups Tagging API, GCP has Label Automation, Azure has Policy-Driven Tagging. The goal is to get 80% coverage on your critical cost dimensions: owner, environment, project, and business unit. Once your tagging is clean, set up anomaly detection alerts. This is huge, because instead of discovering cost spikes in your monthly bill, you'll get notified within hours when something unusual happens. We're talking about catching runaway instances, unexpected data transfer charges, or misconfigured auto-scaling before they become budget disasters. Here's a medium project that's absolutely crushing it for fellow chefs: updating all your centralized monitoring dashboards for the new billing models we talked about earlier. This applies especially if you're using GCP, but it's good hygiene for everyone. Spend about an hour reviewing all your cost dashboards. Identify any hard-coded references to old pricing models or billing fields. Then update them to be more flexible and future-proof. Include metrics like cost per service, cost per team, and cost trends over time. The community has shared templates that make this much easier. And once it's done, you'll have real-time visibility into exactly where your money is going. Let me share one of my favorite daily habits, and this takes literally 2 minutes every morning. Make Cost Dashboard Review part of your coffee routine. Not a deep analysis, just a quick scan of your main metrics, any overnight anomalies, and your month-to-date spend versus budget. The goal isn't to stress about every dollar, it's to develop intuition about your spending patterns. Fellow chefs who do this report catching issues weeks earlier than they used to. And small course corrections are always cheaper than major budget overhauls. Here's a platform-specific tactic that's working beautifully. If you're using AWS, enable the Cost Optimization Hub batch savings we talked about in the news, but take it one step further. Instead of reviewing recommendations monthly, do it weekly, and focus on opportunities that can be implemented immediately without any architecture changes. For GCP users, get ahead of that billing model migration now. Test the new dashboard features, update your automation, and communicate the changes to your stakeholders before January 2026 forces your hand. Early adopters are sharing that the new groupings and visualizations actually provide better insights than the old system, but only if you migrate thoughtfully. Azure users, you've got some beautiful enhancements in cost management and Advisor that rolled out earlier this year. The hierarchical cost allocation improvements are fantastic for organizations with complex business unit structures. Spend some time configuring cost allocation rules that match your actual organizational structure, and you'll finally have accurate showback and chargeback reporting. Now, let's talk about team process improvements, because optimization isn't just about tools, it's about culture. Make cost review a shared team ritual, not something that only the FinOps person worries about. Schedule 15 minutes every 2 weeks for the whole team to review cost trends, celebrate wins, and identify upcoming optimization opportunities. The magic happens when developers start thinking about cost impact during the design phase, when product managers consider cost implications in feature planning, and when everyone feels ownership of the cloud spend. Teams that do this see sustained cost optimization, not just one-time savings that gradually drift back up. Finally, let me give you an emergency procedure that every fellow chef should have bookmarked: the cost spike investigation checklist. When you get that dreaded alert about unexpected spend, here's your playbook. Tag the spike, alert your team, identify the root cause, kill any runaway resources, report to stakeholders, and schedule a review to prevent recurrence. Having this process written down and rehearsed means you'll respond in minutes, not hours. And minutes matter when you're dealing with exponential cost growth from runaway auto-scaling or data transfer loops. The bottom line, fellow chefs, is that cloud cost optimization isn't just about saving money. It's about building sustainable practices that let you innovate faster and worry less. Today's recipes, from that 5-minute AWS Cost Optimization Hub setup to the 1-hour dashboard migration project, these aren't just cost savings, they're investments in your team's efficiency and your organization's financial health. And remember, every dollar you save on wasteful cloud spend is a dollar you can invest in the features and innovations that actually move your business forward. That's the Cloud Cost Chef's way. Optimize everything, waste nothing, and always be cooking up your next big savings win. Keep optimizing, fellow chefs, and I'll see you next time with even more delicious ways to slice your cloud costs. Until then, visit cloudcostchefs.com for all the recipes, templates, and community discussions that'll keep your savings sizzling. Happy cooking!